In today's fast-paced world, there's a hidden force that can completely change your life. It's called spiritual empowerment, and it's like having a superpower that lives inside you. This isn't about religion or complex rituals. It's about tapping into your inner strength and using it to shape your everyday life. Imagine waking up each morning, feeling ready to take on any challenge. Picture yourself moving through your day with a sense of calm and purpose, even when things get tough. That's what spiritual empowerment can do for you. But here's the thing. If you don't learn to use this inner power, life can feel like a constant uphill battle. You might find yourself stressed out, feeling lost, or wondering why things never seem to go your way. It's like trying to sail a boat without knowing how to use the wind. You'll end up drifting aimlessly or fighting against the current. That's why it's so important to understand and harness your spiritual power. It's not always easy. You'll need to face your fears and doubts head-on, but trust me, the rewards are worth it. Let's break it down. Spiritual empowerment is like having a direct line to the universe's energy source. It's about connecting with something bigger than yourself and using that connection to fuel your daily life. Think of it as tapping into an endless well of strength, wisdom, and peace that lives right inside you. When you're spiritually empowered, you start to see life differently. Problems that used to seem huge suddenly look manageable. You find yourself bouncing back from setbacks more quickly. And most importantly, you start to feel a deep sense of purpose and meaning in your life. But how does this work in the real world? Let's say you're faced with a tough decision at work. Without spiritual empowerment, you might feel overwhelmed, anxious, and unsure of what to do. You might toss and turn at night, worrying about making the wrong choice. But when you're spiritually empowered, you approach the situation differently. You trust your inner wisdom. You feel calm and centered as you weigh your options. And whatever choice you make, you know you can handle the outcome, or maybe you're dealing with a difficult relationship. When you're not tapped into your spiritual power, you might feel hurt, angry, or stuck. You might replay arguments in your head or feel like a victim of someone else's actions. But with spiritual empowerment, you're able to step back and see the bigger picture. You find the strength to set healthy boundaries, to forgive when it's right, and to walk away if that's what's best for you. The best part? Spiritual empowerment isn't some far-off goal that only a chosen few can reach. It's available to everyone, right here, right now. You don't need special training or expensive equipment. All you need is the willingness to look inside yourself and tap into the power that's already there. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful ideas in spiritual empowerment, the mirror principle. This principle says that your outer life is a reflection of your inner world. In other words, what you see around you is like a mirror showing you what's going on inside you. Think about it like this. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a bad mood, everything seems to go wrong? You spill your coffee, you hit every red light on your way to work, and everyone seems grumpy. But on days when you're feeling great, the world seems brighter. People smile at you, things go smoothly, and even small setbacks don't bother you as much. That's the mirror principle in action. Your inner state, your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs shapes the way you see and interact with the world. And in turn, the world responds to you based on the energy you're putting out. This might sound a bit strange at first, but it's actually great news. Why? Because it means you have more control over your life than you might think. If you can change your inner world, you can change your outer world too. Let's look at some examples. Say you often feel like people don't respect you. You might find yourself in situations where you're overlooked at work or where friends take advantage of your kindness. The mirror principle suggests that this might be happening because deep down, you don't fully respect yourself. By working on your self-respect and self-worth, you might start to notice that people treat you differently. Or maybe you're always worried about money. You find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, or unexpected expenses always seem to pop up at the worst times. According to the mirror principle, this could be a reflection of your inner beliefs about money. If you believe deep down that money is scarce or that you're not good with finances, the world will reflect that back to you. But if you can shift your inner beliefs to see abundance and to trust in your ability to manage money wisely, you might start to see positive changes in your financial situation. The mirror principle doesn't mean that every single thing that happens to you is your fault. Life is complex, and sometimes bad things happen to good people. But it does suggest that by changing your inner world, you can have a big impact on your outer world. So how do you use the mirror principle to your advantage? It starts with becoming aware of your thoughts and beliefs. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself about your life, your abilities, and the world around you. Are these stories helping you or holding you back? Next, work on cultivating positive thoughts and beliefs. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on the good things in your life and believing in your ability to handle challenges. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, gently redirect your thoughts to something more positive. Remember, this is a process. Your thoughts and beliefs have been shaped by years of experiences, so changing them takes time and patience. But as you start to shift your inner world, you'll likely start to see changes in your outer world too. You might notice that you feel more confident, that opportunities seem to come your way more often, or that your relationships improve. The mirror principle is a powerful tool in spiritual empowerment. It reminds us that we're not just passive observers of our lives, but active creators. By working on our inner selves, we can create positive changes in our outer world. It's not always easy, but it's incredibly rewarding. As you go through your day, remember, the world around you is a reflection of your inner world. What kind of reflection do you want to see? Now that we understand the mirror principle, let's dive into the first key to spiritual empowerment: mindfulness and self-awareness. These might sound like big, fancy words, but they're actually simple ideas that can make a huge difference in your life. Mindfulness is all about being present in the moment. It's about paying attention to what's happening right now instead of getting lost in thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Self-awareness, on the other hand, is about understanding yourself, your thoughts, feelings, and reactions. Together, mindfulness and self-awareness form the foundation of spiritual empowerment. They're like the roots of a tree, providing stability and nourishment for everything else to grow. So how do you practice mindfulness and self-awareness? It's simpler than you might think. Start by taking a few minutes each day to just sit quietly and observe your thoughts. Don't try to change them or judge them, just notice them. You might be surprised at what you discover. As you practice this, you'll start to notice patterns in your thinking. Maybe you'll realize that you often worry about things that never happen, or perhaps you'll see that you're harder on yourself than you are on others. These insights are gold. They show you where you can make positive changes in your life. Mindfulness and self-awareness can help you in everyday situations too. Let's say you're in a meeting at work and someone says something that upsets you. Without mindfulness, you might react immediately, saying something you'll regret later. But with mindfulness, you can pause and notice your feelings before reacting. This gives you the power to choose your response rather than just reacting on autopilot. The more you practice mindfulness and self-awareness, the more you'll understand yourself. You'll start to see what makes you tick, what brings you joy, and what holds you back. This understanding is crucial for spiritual empowerment because it helps you make choices that align with your true self. Remember, becoming more mindful and self-aware is a journey, not a destination. You don't have to be perfect at it. Just start where you are and keep practicing. Over time, you'll find that you feel more centered, more in control, and more in tune with your inner wisdom. Now that we've laid the foundation with mindfulness and self-awareness, let's talk about the second key to spiritual empowerment: daily spiritual practice. This is like giving your spirit a daily workout, keeping it strong and flexible. When we say spiritual practice, we're not talking about anything complicated or time-consuming. It's simply setting aside a little time each day to connect with your inner self and the world around you. This could be anything that feels meaningful to you. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. For some people, a spiritual practice might mean meditation. This could be as simple as sitting quietly for 5 minutes each morning, focusing on your breath. For others, it might be prayer, if that resonates with their beliefs. Some people find their spiritual practice in nature, taking a daily walk in the park or watching the sunset. The key is to find something that feels right for you and to do it regularly. It's better to have a short practice that you do every day than a long practice that you only do once in a while. Let's look at some examples of how this might work in real life. Say you choose to start your day with 5 minutes of gratitude. Each morning, before you get out of bed, you think of 3 things you're thankful for. This simple practice can shift your whole perspective, helping you start the day on a positive note. Or maybe your spiritual practice is journaling. You might spend 10 minutes each evening writing about your day, reflecting on your experiences and feelings. This can help you process your emotions, gain insights, and track your personal growth over time. Some people find their spiritual practice in physical movement, like yoga or Tai Chi. These practices combine physical exercise with mindfulness, helping you connect your body and spirit. Whatever practice you choose, the important thing is to make it a regular part of your routine. It's like brushing your teeth. You do it every day because you know it's good for you, even if you don't always feel like it. At first, your spiritual practice might feel awkward or even boring. That's normal. Stick with it, and you'll likely find that it becomes a part of your day that you look forward to. It's a time to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with your inner self. As you continue with your daily spiritual practice, you may notice changes in your life. You might feel calmer and more centered. You may find it easier to handle stress. You could even start to see new opportunities or solutions that you hadn't noticed before. Remember, the goal of a spiritual practice isn't to achieve some perfect state of enlightenment. It's simply to nurture your connection with yourself and the world around you. It's about creating a space in your life for reflection, growth, and inner peace. Now that we've covered daily spiritual practice, let's move on to the third key of spiritual empowerment: positive thinking and gratitude. This might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that helps you see the good in every situation. Positive thinking doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good things in your life, even when times are tough. It's about believing in yourself and your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Gratitude goes hand in hand with positive thinking. It's about appreciating what you have, rather than always focusing on what you lack. When you're grateful, you're telling the universe, "Hey, I like this. Can I have more, please?" And often the universe listens. So how does this work in everyday life? Let's say you're stuck in traffic. A negative thinker might get angry, honk their horn, and arrive at work stressed out. But a positive thinker might use the extra time to listen to a podcast they enjoy, or to practice deep breathing. They're not happy about the traffic, but they choose to make the best of the situation. Or imagine you're passed over for a promotion at work. It would be easy to feel discouraged and think, "I'm not good enough." But with positive thinking, you might say to yourself, "This wasn't the right opportunity for me. Something better is coming." You might even feel grateful for the chance to learn and grow from the experience. Practicing gratitude can be as simple as noticing the small joys in your day. Maybe it's the first sip of coffee in the morning, a text from a friend, or a beautiful sunset. When you start looking for things to be grateful for, you'll be amazed at how many you find. Some people find it helpful to keep a gratitude journal. Each day they write down 3 things they're thankful for. This simple practice can shift your focus from what's wrong in your life to what's right. Positive thinking and gratitude can have a big impact on your life. When you focus on the good, you tend to attract more good things. It's like you're tuning your radio to the good stuff station. You start to notice opportunities you might have missed before. You become more resilient in the face of challenges, and often your relationships improve because people enjoy being around someone who's positive and appreciative. But here's the thing, positive thinking and gratitude are skills. Like any skill, they take practice. At first, it might feel forced or unnatural, especially if you're used to focusing on the negative. That's okay, keep practicing, and it will start to feel more natural over time. Remember, the goal isn't to be positive all the time. We all have bad days, and it's important to acknowledge and process negative emotions. But by cultivating positive thinking and gratitude as habits, you create a foundation of optimism that can help you weather life's storms. As you go through your day, try to catch yourself when negative thoughts pop up. Can you reframe them in a more positive way? Can you find something to be grateful for, even in difficult situations. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Positive thinking and gratitude are powerful tools in your spiritual empowerment toolkit. They help you see the good in your life, attract more positive experiences, and build resilience for when times get tough. So why not start right now? What's one good thing in your life that you're grateful for today? As we continue our journey of spiritual empowerment, we come to a crucial aspect that often gets overlooked: helping others. It might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, aren't we focusing on empowering ourselves? But here's the truth. When you help others, you actually empower yourself even more. Think about it like this. Have you ever done something kind for someone and felt a warm glow inside? That's not just a nice feeling, it's spiritual empowerment in action. When you help others, you're tapping into something bigger than yourself. You're connecting with the world around you in a meaningful way. This doesn't mean you have to do grand gestures or donate large sums of money. Helping others can be as simple as holding the door for someone, offering a listening ear to a friend in need, or volunteering an hour of your time at a local charity. The key is to do it with genuine care and without expecting anything in return. Let's look at some real-life examples. Maybe you notice your elderly neighbor struggling with their groceries. Taking a few minutes to help them carry the bags not only makes their day easier, but also gives you a sense of purpose and connection. Or perhaps you have a skill like cooking, gardening, or fixing computers that you could share with others. Teaching someone else not only helps them, but also reinforces your own knowledge and boosts your confidence. Helping others also has a way of putting our own problems into perspective. When we focus on alleviating someone else's suffering, even in a small way, our own troubles often seem less overwhelming. It's like zooming out on a map. Suddenly we can see the bigger picture. But here's an important point. Helping others doesn't mean neglecting yourself. It's not about sacrificing your own well-being for others. Instead, it's about finding a balance where you care for yourself and others. Think of it like filling a cup. You need to keep your own cup full so that you can pour out to others. As you incorporate helping others into your spiritual practice, you might notice some changes. You might feel more connected to your community. You might find that you're more patient and understanding with people. And often you'll discover that the help you give comes back to you in unexpected ways. Remember, the goal isn't to help others to get something in return. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and playing your part in making the world a little bit better. As you go through your day, look for small ways to help others. It could be as simple as offering a sincere compliment or picking up litter in your neighborhood. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, ripples out and contributes to a more positive world. Now that we've explored the key aspects of spiritual empowerment, let's talk about how to put all this into practice. After all, knowledge is power, but it's what we do with that knowledge that really counts. First, let's start with your morning routine. How you begin your day can set the tone for everything that follows. Try starting your day with a positive thought or affirmation. It could be something as simple as, "Today is going to be a great day," or "I am capable of handling whatever comes my way." Say it to yourself as soon as you wake up, before the busyness of the day takes over. Next, incorporate some deep breathing into your day. This is a simple yet powerful tool for managing stress and staying centered. When you feel overwhelmed or anxious, take a moment to focus on your breath. Breathe in slowly for a count of 4, hold for 4, then exhale for 4. Do this a few times and you'll likely feel more calm and focused. Gratitude is another powerful practice we can easily incorporate into our daily lives. Before you go to bed each night, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. It could be a delicious meal you had, a kind word from a friend, or even just a moment of peace in a busy day. This practice helps shift your focus to the positive aspects of your life. Remember what we said about helping others. Make it a goal to do one kind thing for someone else each day. It doesn't have to be grand. Even a sincere compliment or a text checking in on a friend can make a difference. Notice how this practice makes you feel. Throughout your day, practice mindfulness. This doesn't mean you need to meditate for hours. It can be as simple as taking a moment to fully focus on what you're doing, whether it's eating lunch, walking to your car, or talking with a coworker. Notice the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. This helps bring you into the present moment and out of worry about the future or regret about the past. When challenges arise, and they will, try to view them through the lens of spiritual empowerment. Instead of getting frustrated or discouraged, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? This shift in perspective can turn obstacles into opportunities. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Spiritual empowerment is a journey, not a destination. There will be days when you feel on top of the world and days when you struggle. That's okay. The important thing is to keep practicing, keep learning, and keep growing. As we wrap up our exploration of spiritual empowerment, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've discovered that spiritual empowerment is not some far-off, mystical state, but a practical approach to living that can transform our everyday lives. We've learned about the mirror principle, how our outer world reflects our inner world. We've explored the importance of mindfulness and self-awareness, the power of daily spiritual practice, and the impact of positive thinking and gratitude. We've seen how helping others can actually empower us, and we've looked at practical steps to incorporate these principles into our daily lives. Remember, spiritual empowerment is not about becoming perfect or never facing challenges. It's about developing the inner strength and wisdom to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. It's about connecting with something larger than ourselves and recognizing the power we have to shape our lives and impact the world around us. As you continue on your journey of spiritual empowerment, be kind to yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Every step forward is significant. And remember, this is your journey. What works for someone else might not work for you, and that's okay. Trust your intuition and find the practices that resonate with you. The power to create a fulfilling, meaningful life is within you. It always has been. Spiritual empowerment is simply about tapping into that power and letting it shine. As you do, you may find that not only does your own life transform, but you also become a beacon of light for others. So as you go forward from here, carry these teachings with you. Let them guide you, inspire you, and empower you. Your journey of spiritual empowerment starts now, with this moment. What will you do with it?